And now my great time of filling has come to an end. It's hard enough to fill with 2 people. Uh-oh. I might have spoke too soon. You think we're ready, and then we're not. Apparently lobby settings are a little bit messed up.
Traveling to Numbani.
Alright, traveling back to Numbani once more. We'll see just what both teams have up their sleeve. The cool thing about this meta is that we've had a lot of change-ups. It's no longer quite as static as it used to be. Can't guarantee you that that will remain the case going forward. Oftentimes the meta does like settling into one thing or another, but for now teams are very much comfortable trying out a whole bunch of different looks. Now, it's not so different that you could actually expect LG here this run Bastion and Torbjorn on offense, but what we're seeing on defense here could entirely be a thing. Lynx are of course known for playing a lot of Widow at one point back in the day. Might be repping up the Hanzo here, we'll have to see, but take a look at defense as they roll out. Will be Bromos on the McCree, Numlocked on Winston, RTR on Roadhog, Dracaeus on Mercy. Lynxer is in fact leaving the spawn here on this Hanzo, and Soldier 76 making his grand reappearance, golden pulse rifle in tow. So I'm pretty happy over this. Not only are we getting to see a Hanzo on defense, but a 76, and this is nothing but a new look at how to run things, and hey, only on Numbani. Meanwhile, you take a look here at the offenses they set up, as it looks like they're getting into a slightly more reasonable setup. Be a little bit surprised if Rustro's on the Hanzo, but Saini, I think, is very likely to be running this Pharah, Mineral on the Lucio, Manitin on Diva, Icefelt on the Genji, Zave on Mercy. And we'll see if Rustro actually comes out here on the Hanzo. I don't think so. I think he's gonna go to another tank. And it will, in fact, be Winston. So double dive comp here. And Icefelt onto the Genji. So no Hanzo here from the offense, but they will have double projectile DPS in Saini and Icefelt, and it should be interesting to see just how this works out. Saini opening up, going right to the upper high ground, able to land some good rocks to start things off here. 2 kills here for the side of Luminosity, and Luminosity starting things out pretty darn decent. However, Dignitas firing right back, RTR with the hook on the Mineral. Looking now for Diva. Diva in some trouble here. Very likely get cleaned up right after, and RTR now looking for the final hooks for cleanup. It has sort of been back and forth on this offense. It's not too bad though for the side of Luminosity. They're going to be able to reinforce a little bit quicker. RTR not able to land a hook on the Genji or Mercy there. He's going to pay the price. Is eventually taken down as LG reinforces, and Dignitas now in a bit of trouble. Saini right now was looking for the knockoff to the side, wasn't able to get it. Is going to be coming right in here. Bromos able to get one pick off. Dignitas doing their best to bring this back here, as Bromos will be looking for the Deadeye here on the open point. Deadeye out. Skulls coming up. Able to take out Zave, looking for a little bit more. Still though, 3 kills here for LG, and slowly but surely, Dignitas is getting worn down here. They just need a little bit more on the point. Manitin laying in the damage onto the Roadhog, and that should be it. So again, it's worth noting there that really Saini was able to set the tone, got 2 quick early kills on the Pharah effectively by diving onto the right side. And after that, anytime you get early kills as an offense, just reinforcing can usually keep the defense back. There was an opportunity for Dignitas to restabilize there, but it really relied on RTR landing his hooks, and RTR unfortunately had some trouble getting onto the Genji and Mercy, and as a result, wasn't able to take out quite enough of the attackers to actually give the defense a solid chance of recovering. So pretty good early attack here for LG, and we'll see if they can keep the momentum up going forward. Manitin should be looking for fireworks here in a moment. That is where you send the Diva ult into the air, hoping to catch off someone Aaron, and here we go, fireworks on the way. Fireworks not gonna kill anything just yet, but does zone things back a little bit. Overall though, Dignitas, they are bending, not breaking. They're not giving up too much ground here. They're actually doing pretty well on the poke war. LG gonna have to find a better way of getting to the backline, but here we go. Soundbearer is out, but Saini doesn't get it. It just gets charged by the 3G Express. Numlocked able to find his target, swings the hammer, picks up the double kill, and now his Earthshatter at the ready. Might just drop this here in just a moment. Ruster is not there to stop an Earthshatter from getting all sorts of value. Bromos able to get some cleanup over the top on the Icefelt, and this is gonna be a full reset for the side of LG here. Wasn't quite what they're looking for, and really what came down to is Mineral popped the sound barrier, wasn't able to get the sound barrier on the Saini. Saini was just LOS'd, and as a result, wasn't the greatest engage. Sandy now, though, does have a Dragon Blade. Won't have the Sound Barrier to back him up. Might get Transcendence, though, as he goes straight to the backline. Mercy in his sights. He's looking to chase her down. Dracaeus biting the dust immediately. Sandy looking for more, able to contribute to Bromos' death. 2 quick kills now from the side of LG, and LG should be able to push us forward. Numlock's not going to do any heroics there. No opportunity for an Earth Shatter. And pretty good engagement by Sandy leading the way. Dracaeus just not able to get out of that. And remember, now Mercy's back in the meta. Going in on Mercy early is important just because of how game-changing res is when you can land a big one. So, defensive Dignitas will get a chance to reset up here, but they really need to have 2 or 3 holds. This is an awfully fast time right now from LG. It's going to be hard for them to come back from if they do cap it here, but here they go. Dragon Blade on the way from the defense. Linkser does take out 2 immediately, running to the backline. Earth Shadow is out. Doesn't quite get as much as Numlock was looking for, but still, overall momentum in favor of Dignitas here. They should be able to push it back. In fact, Mandatin just leaps right out, has had enough. Ruster goes for the suicide. So that's going to be a full reset here from the side of LG, but LG can feel pretty darn good about their progress here. They will have 2 tank ults going into the next fight. They're going to be low in support ults, so I think if they save their tank ults, make this a productive junk rush, and go in after, they'll still be able to win the fight after this and be pretty good. But here comes Artier. Graviton Surge out the way, sets things up, and this is going to be Dignitas rushing right into it. Bromos with the Deadeye to follow it up. Only takes out Ruster, but gets Sandy on the left click right after. 2 kills here from Dig. But this is okay. No ults were drained from LG. That was a productive fight for them. Sure, they lost the fight, but you take a look at it, they're going to have a whole bunch of ultimates up for the next fight. Graviton is down, and Dignitas is actually going to be really troubled to win this next fight. Because here's what's going to happen. Mineral's going to come out with the Sound Barrier, Sandy's going to follow up with Dragon Blade, and Ruster could land an Earth Shatter at any point. So here we go. Sandy coming in over the top, gets the Sound Barrier, unsheaths the blade, looking now for Dracaeus. Dracaeus is going to fall very early in this fight. There will be no res. And everything going the way of LG. And what more can you ask for here with how to set up? Still, Linkser with the Dragon Blade late in the fight has picked up 2. He can pick up just 1 more. It might give his defense enough time to actually stall out, but oh my god, the Winston play sending him back with authority. This isn't game ending just here. There will be a time for the defense to reestablish. Numlock will have a chance for the hero Earth Shatter, but it's still a little bit rough here for Dig. Alright, so Numlock right now holding back, is looking to win the round games. Ruster drops his Earth Shatter early, but in comes Numlock. His Earth Shatter knocks down at least 3, but not going to be enough. The counter coming in here strong from Dignitas. They pick up 4 very early on. Icefeld in the back line going after Lucia, and this is going to be game here for the side of LG, and it's still a pretty decent time at that. 2 minutes remaining in their time bank, good enough time to capture point A if Dignitas is able to bring this back, so it's going to be a rough road for Dignitas.
0-3.
Because again, not only do they need to bring this all the way to the end, they need to do it with at least a minute and a half remaining, I think, if they want a real chance at staying alive. So a lot of pressure going to be on them on this fight, and honestly, a good effort from LG. So looking at the first point defense, I'm not entirely sure the defensive setup that was being run by Dig was the super best setup to go for. I mean, I admire the experimentation for it, absolutely, like bringing in 76 and all the rest, but I do think it's sort of part of a continual trend here where Dignitas kind of outthinks themselves. They go out of their way to swap who's playing what on a consistent basis, and so long as they don't have that worked out, I think it's going to be hard to beat higher end teams that are a little bit more stable in who's playing what. Well, so things go on their offensive run, of course, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just wistfully waiting for the days where Artier was back on McCree, because it looks like Bromos will be on it once more. Either way, take a look here at the defense as they set up. It's going to be Icefeld here on the 76, Ruster on Winston, Mineral, it's happening. Fans of Aardvark everywhere, look out, Torbjorn is making his grand reappearance, Sadie going to be on the Pharah, Vanatin on Roadhog, and Zave on Mercy. So they're asking for a time bank. I am a mere caster for this tournament. I am not an admin, so I cannot answer that. But I would assume we were a bit of time bank, since it's just, honestly, it's better. If I once saw the luxury watch game on Hollywood just this last weekend, I think that makes all the case that's ever needed for time bank being a thing. Some pro players are still salty over it, but they need to get over it. It's totally fair and completely exciting when it comes down to the wire. Either way, the match is underway. Icefelt right now starting things out with Poke over the top. As offensive Dignitas looking like they're going to commit to their left side, although they were just fooling us. They're going to go all the way into the middle. I think the whole hope there was that Luminosity would be a little bit fooled as well, but they're all there. They're laying in the fire as they run in. They take out the turret right away, though, so not the worst opening here for Dignitas. Maniton looking for those hooks. Has had a really good Roadhog in the past. Doesn't quite land it here as Sandy takes out R2. So 5v5 right now on the point. Decent opening here for Dignitas as Maniton looking for a hook. Is going the hook on the Bromos. Part of why he got killed there. The mini stun is still a big deal. A double kill for Maniton, and slowly but surely, this is looking like LG is going to have successful defense as Maniton laying in the hooks. 3 hooks for Maniton here, and that, honestly, you compare the difference between the two defenses. R tier was not able to land the hooks on his defenses, missed like 3 in a row. Maniton hit 3 in a row, and when you have that sort of disparity, it sort of shows here where LG able to have the actual hold here on first point, which, again, given the time benefit that they're dealing with here, hardly a good thing for Dignitas. So offense coming in once more, going to the upper level through the small door. Linkser does have a Dragon Blade that he can drop in this fight. Dracaeus has res, so there is a potential for mulligan here, but gonna open up here with the multi-core. Sadie, Justice raining from above, takes out Bromos. 3 quick kills here from the side of LG. But the res from Dracaeus is going to bring up all those fallen heroes. It's not over yet. And here comes Linkser. Dragon Blade at the ready. Looking to open this up here for Dignitas. But Maniton once more shutting him down. Will finally go down to the 3G Express and Numlocked. And we'll see what's going to happen here. But Dracaeus' res definitely leading to a different fight. Numlock just chasing Farah. Not able to land the last swing. And Icefelt with the final attack visor here might be able to clean everything up. Not the worst fight from Dignitas, but also just not enough. And again, you look at Maniton, he has truly been a difference maker right now.
Everyone, heal up.
So defense will get a chance to fully reset, and things are starting to get ugly here for Dig. Dig has maybe 2 good pushes left. They're going to be running into Molten Core on this push. If they don't take out the Torb turret early on here, it's going to be incredibly bad for them. They do take out the turret though, so there's not likely to be a hugely impactful Molten Core, but Maniton, again, takes out Toxic and really early on in this fight. Still though, it's a numbers advantage for Dignitas. It's the best of looked on the attack all game long effectively. Oh no, Mineral did go for the Molten Core, but wasn't able to get the big turret to go along with it here. So it's pretty rough now as Maniton has fallen. Everyone is getting slowly picked apart. And this would be a Herculean effort for LG to actually bring this back after how this started. But Dignitas are able to hit all the targets they're looking for, and they're going to be charged up on ults to go into the streak phase. So right now moving forward, just saying, please, someone head into my attack visor at the very end. Laying the damage on the Zen. Zen in a little bit of trouble. Lucky he didn't die there. Firing back on the Linkser, but is going to get mowed down by Linkser and Bromos as they just tag team all the way up in the streets phase, looking for a few extra deaths to chain, as the payload is now moving forward for Dignitas. So, Artillery, take a look. This is going to start the next fight with Fireworks. Bromos can lay in the Deadeye. And Toxin's going to have Sunbearer up sooner rather than later. So, for Dignitas, this is really their window. If they want to catch up here and set a good time, they need to win this next fight and snowball going forward. Icefelt, though, opening up here with a tag visor, able to take out Dracaeus immediately. Bromos and Dracaeus probably shouldn't have gotten picked off there as, again, big opportunity for LG. Icefelt moving forward will be able to poke in over the top. And even if Dig is able to re-stabilize here, that's still a lot of time being bought by the defense as Maniton gets another pick-off. That's a little bit unfortunate. A lot of ults were in the favor of Dignitas going to that fight. I think Bromos and Dracaeus just a little bit too far up. They got punished for it, and anytime you get punished like that, it does convert into a big time deficit, so Dig, the good thing for them, they still have no advantage. They still rightly should win this fight, but what a hook! Maniton finds Dracaeus. They're down a sport early on, suddenly a 6v4. Lynx are going to counter here with the attack visor, laying in the Roadhog, but unfortunately, Roadhog's really tanky, can absorb a lot of those bullets, moves things forward. And a whole hog from Maniton doing all sorts of work. This has been a breakout game for him. Takes out R-tier with the right click. And once more, it is going to be LG holding a minute 48 left here on the time bank. And that big ult advantage for Dignitas sort of fading after that fight. And Maniton, really big reason for that. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have ult advantage if you lose your Mercy to a Roadhog hook very early on in the fight. So Maniton right now hiding here in the corner, channeling his inner Harblue. And he finds Linkser! getting a hook on a tracer like that, not the easiest in the world, but Linkser had no idea that Manitin was there. And once more, the numbers advantage in favor of LG. And this is going from bad to worse. I mean, Drakeus doesn't want to use res just on a tracer. He's going to have to hope to get the money res on 4 people, but tell you what, he gets hooked, it's going to be bad. And here comes the Dragon Blade in from Saini. Immediately slices Drakeus down. This has been a bad game to be a Mercy, as it's a full team wipe for LG. And LG now one big fight away from winning this map outright right here on the second point. My goodness. So again, the bigger problem here for Dignitas is that they don't really have the ult advantage they had before. Like, they've had fights where they had big ult advantage and they weren't able to win it. Now they have to go in and win this with no ult advantage whatsoever. Soundbear coming in here from the defense. Manitin finding Drakeus once more. Goes for the whole hog. Not able to get the pick off, though, off that hook. A bit of a misplay by Manitin. 2 kills from the side of Dig, and this set might actually work out for them. Lucio dies in the end, but they still now have a player advantage they haven't had in quite a while. Drakeus leading the way, will be able to res the Fallen if it's necessary, and Dignitas at the very end, able to bring it forward. And clearly the problem here is that Dignitas just doesn't win fights when they have ult advantage. They need to be more standard, no ult v no ult to start out the fight, and then they will win the fight. I'm not sure, but Bromos on Reaper probably is helping a little bit. Does have Death Blossom at the ready, and now there's a real chance that Dignitas can finish this out. They're going to speed forward here with the Graviton. Death Blossom in the backline, but Manitin able to take him out immediately, forces out the res. Still, 3 kills here for the side of LG. Saini in the backline, doesn't even have Dragon Blade to start out, pulls out Dragon Blade, land the fight, gets a dash reset once more, and Saini going to get 3 kills there towards the end, cleaning things up, and again, it's going to be Dignitas finding themselves down to their last push. Ultimate-wise, they are totally drained. Bromos swapping off from the Reaper into McCree, and Earthshatter. Will the 3G Express be able to thread the needle and get what he's looking for here? He doesn't have to worry about another Reinhardt on the other side. Only Winston Shields will stymie this Earthshatter, so this is an opportunity. Numlock's moving forward. He's just going to drop it right away. Knock down at least 2 there. Takes out Saini early on. Has Numlock done it? Graviton comes out late in the fight. Pulse Bomb in the back. Does not get what they're looking for. Russer, though, now in the back line as well. Not enough pressure on him. He's going to pick up the double kill. Icefell on the flank on the Toxican. And Dignitas is taking quite a bit of damage here. They're still stringing on set point. It's about a 2v4, though. Zarya and Genji versus the world. Manitin will be taking out our tier, and now with 8 seconds remaining, it's looking very likely like LG has this game. There will be a last gasp effort here from the side of Dignitas, and Linkser, if he can build up the Dragon Blade, there's a chance. Needs to land a few right clicks, does Swift Strike in. Needs just a little bit more. No, he's not able to get it. Is taken out instead. It's just LG swarming the point. There will be no Miracle Dragon Blade, and that is going to be map 1 to Luminosity Gaming.
Final score 2-3.
One interesting thing that happened a few times in that game, which is actually making life much harder for Roadhogs, is Roadhog hook does seem to have a little bit of a bug to it now, where you land the Roadhog hook and for whatever reason, instead of coming right to you, the person goes off to the side, goes off to a weird angle. It might just relate to some of the bug fixes that came the hook in the other way, but it can be a little bit frustrating for Hogs. I know there's one case where Manitin didn't get a kill where he probably otherwise would have. Just a little bit of strangeness. Also, Mercy play the game, no surprise there. Mercy always gets play of the game if she's getting played in this meta, or so it seems. It takes a truly Herculean effort to take a play of the game away from Mercy. So, next map will be on the way here in a moment. Good effort from LG to start things off, but it is sort of more of the same, where you take a look at Dignitas, they are still sort of searching for the way that they want to play these maps. They haven't quite re-solidified on what is a good thing for them just yet, and LG still looking rather strong. Also, for those who are wondering why it is a solo cast here today, Hex will be joining us just a little bit later, probably after the next map. Unfortunately, Hex had this terrible thing called work. He still must work, so his work is like super accommodating to casting stuff, but in the middle of the day on US time, it can get a little bit rough. Still, though, looking for in the series is still certainly something that Dignitas can come back on. We know they have the potential to be one of the top teams in Europe just by previous performance. But they've had trouble as of late, and everyone's just sort of sitting here waiting for the moment when they'll be able to turn the corner back to what we used to see from them. Numlock saying, I just kicked someone, LOL. That's just BM, man. You lose a map and then you just kick someone from the other team. Numlocked. Why do you gotta be that way? Didn't even blame his 3G for saying it was lag or anything like that. Truly, the world's most BM train. Either way, we are waiting for LG to get their last back into game after Numlocked has unceremoniously dispatched. I will say, though, if there was a big point of difference too, just looking back at areas that mattered there, beyond the part where Dignitas had trouble converting on ult advantage, which is not good. When you look at top-level teams like, say, Misfits will usually win fights when they have ult advantage. It's sort of a mistake when you don't win a fight with ult advantage. The bigger thing there was that R-tier, truly incredible McCree when he's played it. I'm still not convinced he's super comfortable on Roadhog right now. I mean, you compare Maniton's Roadhog to R-tier's Roadhog in that game. Maniton, I mean, there was no better cross comparison than the first point defense, where Maniton landed something like his first 3 hooks, got big pickoffs, bought LG a lot of time. And R-tier in the same situation, basically with 3 hooks, wasn't able to get those conversions, and unfortunately, those sorts of disparities in play do add up to a big difference over the course of a game, so we'll see if that evens itself out a little bit into the next map. Like, FPS games, they still have a lot of variance to where you can have games where one team is just playing super on, one team is playing super off, but then it totally reverses for the next map. However, it still plays into what's somewhat of a trend overall. People saying, wait a minute, need reboot game. So hopefully into the next map here in just a moment. People still surprised, like solo commentary. It is solo commentary right now. Not entirely by choice, just some scheduling issue stuff. Hex will be rejoining us sooner rather than later. There was a point where I dreaded the solo cast, but I've done it enough times here where I think at the very least I can maintain composure to some extent. I think Overwatch is much better in duo cast, and I think even trio cast can work. But when you're up against the wall and have to improvise, you can totally do a solo cast. It is a thing. Alright, so teams are swapped off once more. It will be LG on the attack first, Dignitas on the defense. People wonder why sometimes the teams aren't right on the overlay. It's because teams do stuff like this, where they switch up at the last moment. It's just like, I had it all right, until you didn't have it right. Alrighty, so we are moving in here to the next map. It will be Watchpoint Gibraltar. This is where Dignitas is pinning their hopes and dreams. We'll see if they can even up the series here in this best of 5. I will admit that I would be a little bit surprised if LG was able to go the full 3-0 here. I don't think that there's enough of a gap between the two teams to suggest that it should be 3-0 just with normal variance and otherwise accounted for, but on the same note, it very well could happen. Either way, though, take a look here at the defense as it sets up for the Dignitas side. It is going to be Numlocked, the 3G Express himself, on Reinhardt. R-tier on the Roadhog. Bromos once more on McCree. Drakeus on Mercy. Linkser on the Mei. And Toxicant on Ana. So, again, this is sort of the different meta that we're seeing here, where we will see different supports. Last patch, it would have been Lucio Zen. This patch, you get to see teams experiment with Mercy Ana. Looking at things that Dignitas had a little bit of issues of in the last game as well. And when it comes to Mercy, it's always been a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B to this stuff. I think Dignitas could probably do a better job of supporting Drakeus when he's getting dove on, but Drakeus himself also could do a better job of staying out of danger in general. I think there are points where he's a little bit too far up. There was one push on Numbani where it was Drakeus and Bromos that were super far up, ended up getting picked off when their team had an ult advantage, and things went from bad to worse for Dignitas. So Drakeus definitely should probably rein things in a bit, and I mean, just in general in the scene right now, I feel like when we've seen people back on Mercy, there's a lot of Mercies that, at points, I feel like have forgotten how to play Mercy, like, super well. They're a little bit more aggressive just from times of playing Lucio and all the rest, and Mercy, I mean, she has great mobility, but you still have to be a little bit further in the back. You go too far up, you will get punished for it. And man, Manitin wasting no time right now, going far up very aggressively, looking for early picks, not able to get it, but it's going to be the Manitin versus Artier show, and we'll see which hog can reign supreme, as both looking for the all-important early pickoff. The offense gets the early pickoff, allows them to be much more aggressive on the defense. If the defense gets the early pickoff, same goes for them. Sandy, though, able to take off Linkser early on here. The Hanzo aim is true, simple geometry in action. Artier getting hooked up right back. Lucky he didn't go down there. As now, with the advantage proven by this Hanzo, this is going to be a much more aggressive LG team as they're pushing right in and making relentless progress. Numlocked going to fall. Numlocked a little bit too far up, not with the support of his team. Artier right now eating shot after shot, is able to take out Manitin, and here comes Nano Boost. The turnabout might be in here for Dignitas' Artier. Moving right in. Has he overextended a little bit here? We're going to find out. Rez is out for the offense, but it's going to be Bromos and Linkser getting the cleanup. But look at Manitin, he's in the back, has a double kill whole hog. This fight is not over yet. However, the final hook from Artier probably going to seal the deal, probably going to make the offense have to regroup once more.
I'm taking care of you.
Surprisingly back and forth fight with how it started. It was a really good opening by Artier to really pull that back. So Artier, bit of a redemption for him here after last game. Here comes the Dragon Strike from Sandy. It is going to zone things out a little bit. Goes in over the top, looking for Numlock. Now looking for Artier. Artier will be first to fall here. They're down a hog. As Sandy laying in the damage once more as Hanzo able to take out Toxican. Rez is forced out here by the defense, but they're still in a very rough position. As here comes the offense. Soundbearer out. They're going to roll right in. Toxican will fall. The Rez will not be enough. And Sandy just on an absolute Hanzo-fueled rampage. This is probably some of the best Hanzo play that I think we've seen post-patch. Artier still teaching geometry, still going forward. Oh, he knows the McCree is there. He's waiting for him, but nope. Manitin fishes off beforehand. Doesn't get the chance to shoot that arrow. But still, it's a number advantage here for LG, and they're going to keep this moving forward. And look at how far up Manitin is. He's punished horribly for that, though. Perhaps he's a little bit too far up. Dragon does come out. Drakeus now in trouble. As Hanzo chasing after him, will be able to shift out of danger. As right now you take a look at LG, they're more than content to just keep pushing the payload, keeping it moving forward. Numlocked right now, jumps down a little bit early, is getting sort of bum rush from both sides as a result. The throws down the Earth Shatter doesn't get too much, and here comes Icefeld on the prowl from McCree, is able to take out two, but Artier in his face, able to deal with it. Drakeus blows the res, and this will be a full hold from the side of Dignitas. Can't help but feel like there's still a momentum advantage in favor of the offense, but you take a look at the next fight. It will be Dragonblade and Deadeye versus a whole lot of ults on the offensive side. Really the key here is Zave. If Linkser can dive Zave and take him out early on, I think this is still a very winnable fight for Dignitas. If the res comes out though from LG, I don't think it's winnable in the least. So a lot on Linkser right now to get that back, find the Mercy, is going in near Dragonblade, does get the double kill right away, but again, nope, Zave is down. Zave went down early in this fight as Linkser gets the quad kill, makes it 5. That was everything Linkser could have hoped for and more, and because Zave went down early, there will be no res. So Sandy starting out with a ridiculous Hanzo, Linkser coming in with the ridiculous Genjis, so I think Dignitas is going to win the series. They definitely need that level of contribution from their DPS, and Linkser bringing it in that last fight. However, that was still a productive junk rush to some extent. There's still a lot of ults up here for the side of LG, and LG, they should take this fight. If Dignitas is able to defend here, it's a huge win for them. Here comes Ruster charging in, has Earth Shatter at the ready, flanks right behind Numlock. Numlock having to take cover in the low ground. In comes the Earth Shatter, does not get anything there. A fully wasted ult here for the offense, and Zave goes down. Numlock able to find him. Numlock now turning around, does have Earth Shatter at the ready. Will the defense be holding? What an Earth Shatter! Knocks down two, gonna charge Mineral into the wall. And that is a big misplay coming out here to some extent from the offense. The offense, I'm not sure. I mean, they're still in this fight. They're still getting some push, but that was pretty sloppy with how it began. And now the defense is going to have a chance to really turn this right back on them. Linkser has Dragonblade at the ready, going to go right to the back line once more. Finding two really tanky people in Ruster and Manitin. Doesn't quite like what he sees, does not pull out the blade just yet, is going to back out after killing Ruster, and I think for now, Dignitas might be able to rest easy, but here they go, Dragonblade on the way. I don't know if they need to do this here, though. It's a little bit aggressive from the defense. Offense turning right back in and fueled by the whole hog. Dragon Blade gets very little value, and now offense has a chance to turn this right back in their favor. They're down Sani, but Manitin has proven that he can land the picks to turn the tide. There comes a charge in from the defense. It's a little bit too much. Numlocked in trouble right now, but Linkser off of that distraction, able to get 2 kills in the back. Sani gets a Death Blossom, but Ruster, the hammer, but Drakeus able to stay alive. Rez is out. The defense not out of this yet, despite what the kill feed is saying. A lot of those people have just died back in this fight. Linkser laying the pressure, able to reflect kill on the Sani, and Manitin not able to stop it. Misses the left click right after the hook, and as a result, it is going to be Dignitas holding once more, and you take a look at the time here, there's only 50 seconds remaining, and the ult advantage entirely in favor of Dignitas, so they were able to effectively win / stall out a fight where their ult situation was not in their favor, and they've been rewarded now by only needing to win one last fight with ult advantage, so Dignitas able to do the work here, no small part due to Linkser, but really a lot of good effort from our tier and Numlocked here as well, so we'll see what happens on this last fight. LG against the wall, and Linkser just waiting to drop this Dragon Blade. Here it goes, Dragon Blade on the way. You have Icefelt trying to sneak things here as Tracer in trouble. Is going to rewind, sort of waste a lot of Dragon Blade time here. 3 kills coming out here from Dignitas, and this might be an epic collapse, epic collapse here, but we'll see. Not going to happen. Bromos going in, able to take out Mineral, and the offense not going to get what they're looking for. It was a little rough though to start things out though. Linkser really overcommitted onto Tracer, but in the end, the rest of his team did not need his power to hold that out.
2-1. Switching sides.
And sorry, that's me taking a breath after an incredibly long solo casting Overwatch. It's rough, man. You don't have any times of just sort of, all right, catch my breath. Here's how the next team fight is going to go. Gotta do analysis and play-by-play at the same time. Amazing things get as decently cast as they do. But moving into the next round here, this is now a much better look for Dignitas. All they have to do is get halfway through the hangar. They will win this map. They will even up the series 1-1. And LG in a bit of trouble. And you want to take a look at what really went on in the last fight, or last series. Differences between map 1 and map 2. Biggest thing is that Dignitas was winning fights when they had ult advantage, and they were winning fights when they didn't have ult advantage. There were some very golden opportunities there for the side of LG that were just sort of squandered, where they had something like 4 ults to 1, and they still weren't able to get what they were looking for, just not the greatest engages. Drakeus was able to stay alive much longer, got good reses all throughout the game instead of dying early on, and Linkser, of course, had huge hero moments throughout the game, so it felt like we were almost looking at a different Dignitas team, a Dignitas team that definitely performed at a much higher level. And it's put LG in a relatively rough situation here. I mean, best chance for LG to hold this is holding pre-hanger phase, but we don't see that many full holds pre-hanger nowadays. It's not impossible, but it's going to be pretty rough. A lot will probably rely here on Manitin and Icefelt to keep things up. Manitin, of course, getting early picks to stop pushes before they really begin, and Icefelt just doing old school Soldier 76 crossfire. But, again, the full hold here, not the easiest task. Dignitas definitely in a dominant position. Alrighty, so the gates have opened, the offense is on the way. Linkser are going to be looking to build that early Dragon Blade, and why not with how well things went in the last game. However, person to look at here is Manitin. Manitin being awfully aggressive here on the Roadhog, going right to the back line. And this is sort of the Harblue spot where he's just hoping to catch one person out of sync, and look at Numlocked. Knew exactly where Manitin was able to shield and stop that, and they're grunting right in on Manitin. This is a pig caught in the wrong position right now. Has to back out, is lucky he didn't die. Good movement from Dignitas to deal with this Roadhog from Manitin. They haven't gotten a pick off though yet, so really either team could still do this, but you gotta like the movement that we just saw Dignitas there, as Manitin not quite able to get a hook, and Numlocked reading him like a book. Offense right now, they move through the server room, and they are going all the way up and around. And the important thing here while this has been happening is that Linkser very close to getting Dragon Blade right now. Thought he could take on Icefeld, wasn't quite able to finish it. We'll have that blade in just a moment. But Manitin finally connects, finds the hook he was looking for. Advantage to LG as they try and hold this out, but they lose Ruster, 5v5. And Manitin once more getting stymied by this Reinhardt shield. Drakeus gonna bring up the Fallen. Linkster is back in this fight, and here comes the Dragon Blade, looking for Icefeld. Icefeld, absolutely nothing he can do in that situation. But the defensive Dragon Blade is out, doesn't do anything. Linkster shuts down the other Genji in a flash, as Dignitas now. I'd say they had an advantage, but here comes Manitin, takes out Bromos right away, moving forward, about to have another hook. Drakeus might not be long for this world. Hook comes in, not able to get what he's looking for. Manitin now on the back. He's going to get charged by Numlock. Numlock's not connecting, but he's out on an island by himself, not able to get what he's looking for, just getting knocked around. Can't believe this is going on right now, and finally he goes down to a Fire Strike. But the reinforcements, the defense come in and keep Dignitas out, so very back and forth.
Get this moving.
Alrighty, so both teams are going to regroup once more. But Icefeld will have Tac Visor up in this next fight. There's a lot of outs here for the defense. They have to win 2 more fights to hold here, so despite some cool openings by Dignitas, they're not in the greatest shape. Law's gonna rely on Artier here to land the good Graviton to set things up. Bromos gonna open up here with the Deadeye, looking for any pick here. The defense scattering, giving a lot of space. They're bending, not breaking. They will be engaging here in just a moment, but when they engage, Artier's just gonna be waiting for the Graviton. Graviton is out, pulls in 2, but Icefeld is in over the top. Tac Visor at the ready, has gunned down 2, looking for more. A triple kill here for Icefeld, makes it 4, but Drakeus would never died in all of that. The counter Earth Shatter from Numlock coming out after the res. New life is in for the offense. They sound bear right on top. This is pure beta 1 combinations coming out. They are swarming over the cart, but Icefeld is still in this. Zay was able to take out Linkster. It's back and forth on the cart. Both teams struggling for an advantage, but Sandy right now, darting around the back, has not been answered, was able to take out Drakeus, and now it's going to be LG taking this fight in their favor. They're pushing back the remnants of Dignitas as Numlock gets thrown into the air mid-charge. And take a look at this, it's only 38 seconds left, and LG on the verge of a pre-hanger hold. Again, we mentioned this as a possibility before the game started, but it's still so unlikely, and yet it's much more likely now. Icefeld's gonna have Attack Visor later on this fight. Lots of ults here, or lots of outs for LG to take this now. So, the offense moving forward once more into server room, going to be going up the high ground. Icefeld very content to just sit back here and lay in the damage. Helix Rocket on the way. For him, his main concern is, can he get that Tac Visor up? He will have Tac Visor up, and he just pops it as soon as Artier turns the corner. Holding down left click, not able to get as much as he's looking for, but Artier finally will go down. 3 kills here from the side of LG, and this is a heartbreaker right now for Dignitas. Dignitas was absolutely the favored team after the first round, and yet, when it comes to defense, the defense from LG just a little bit stronger here, as they are able to win this round before the hanger phase, which means they win the map, and they're now up 2-0. That, my goodness.
Play of the match.
At least it was always the play of the game for Mercy to keep us warm. Honestly, I think like yesterday, something like 5 out of 6 plays of the game were Mercy. Or at least any game with Mercy had a Mercy play of the game. I'd expect any team running Mercy right now to just always get play of the game, and I guess at some point I should stop talking about it. Like, I understand, like, it just... Still, there's some such great Roadhog plays in that game, and great plays from Icefeld where you got the 4K over the top. Like, that's great, good quality Soldier 76 gameplay. Oh, we will be moving on to map 3, and unfortunately the final story here for Dignitas is that they are down at 2 maps to 0, and really they let that Gibraltar get away from them. They really had a good chance of taking that after their defense, and just didn't work out. Alrighty, so we will see just what the next map will be. It looks like it will be King's Row. Numlocked is the party leader. We might be swapping sides off once more. At least I'm hoping so, because then I don't have to mess with the overlay again. Oh man. Feels bad. Either way. Kings Row will be next map. The teams will be swapping off who's on attack first. It will be Dignitas on the attack first this time. Means I have to change my production. Sad times. But still, LG in a great position here as we move on to Kings Row. Really gutsy defense from them to hold out Gibraltar, and now it's Dignitas on the hot seat. Remember, this is the group stage here. If Dignitas doesn't win here today, it's not the end of the world. They will be able to bring things back. But it still has to be unfortunate for them, especially, like, say that they win Kings Row here. They could be thinking, we could be up 2-1, and we let Gibraltar get away, and that's not a great feeling. Either way, though, take a look here at the defense as it comes out. This will be pretty darn standard from the side of LG. No particular new patch wrinkles. Just going to be Zave here on the Zenyatta, Mineral on Lucio, Saini on Zarya, Ruster on Reinhardt, Icefelt on McCree, and Manitin going to be on the Reaper. So just to let people know what's going on here, Hex is going to be, was a little bit late here today, just had work stuff going on. Should be here after this map. I do appreciate offers from people saying that they'd love to help out in cast, but it's really difficult to add someone that you've never casted with in the middle of a cast like this, so can't really do that, but I do appreciate the offers. You guys are awesome. Alright, so offense is coming on the way, and this is going to be a 76 Pharah offense moving out here, so good to see Pharah getting some love. Interesting that Bromos is on the Pharah too. A little bit of a harken back to the good old days as Bromos right now on Pharah looking for his opportunity to get over the top. Does get a headshot by Icefelt really early on, is going to have to get healed up. But offense doing an okay job in the poke war. Numlock though will fall down as Manitin gets the back line. Has to back out right away. It's still 2 kills for the offense. This is a pretty good opening here from the side of Dignitas. Lynx are getting all the pickoffs he needs and more. The Hanzo game definitely on point. He's going to move to the top here and go for support, but this should be Dignitas' fight. The people that they've lost already will be able to reinforce much quicker. The defense, by the time they get here, the point's going to be almost entirely capped, so quick blitz from the offense working out. Defense is not giving up here just yet. They are trying to get back in. But this is a rough go. Transcendence is out. Icefelt not able to get in there in time. Toxican actually surprising him on the flank, so once more the offense up and kills as Toxican in the backline. No one realizes the soldier is back here. Maywall actually going to stymie him a bit as Manitin out of nowhere on the Ice Queen, and defense might actually be bringing this back. We'll have to see. May is pretty late here to the fight, but nope, not going to be enough. Valiant effort though, especially with Manitin really lock out Toxican, but Lynx are being relentless in the Hanzo, picks up 2. And this is good momentum now from the side of Dignitas. They're going to have ults up here in just a moment. Unfortunately, defense did build up a lot too, so it's going to be Graviton Surge versus Tac Visor, Earth Shatter in all likelihood, and a Dragon Strike. So maybe a slight edge to Dignitas, but a lot of ways that LG can win this next fight. Ready, so offense moving forward. Saini looking for the Graviton right now. Graviton could set this up and he's speeding up. Hey, Graviton is in, pulls in 3, but the Dragon is out. Will the Dragon be saved? Was getting a lot of damage, did not get any kills. Icefelt gets the first pick off here on the Toxican. He was stuck in that Graviton. And here comes the Earthshatter from the offense. Numlocked leading the way, knocked down at least 3 people there. Gets counter Earthshattered in turn from Ruster, and Ruster might be the winner here of Rhine gains, because as good as the Earthshatter was from Numlock, the Earthshatter coming up from Ruster is just a little bit better, got a little bit more value, and that's going to allow the defense to hold here. So a little bit unfortunate for the offense, but they will have Mercy Res in the next fight, and we'll see if they can make a good use out of it. Defense is going to have both Sound Barrier and Transcendence, so they're at support alt disadvantage unless Drakeus gets a Miracle Res, but what better place to get the Miracle Res than Kings Row, where Mercy can be in the pub and still res everyone right back up. Sound Barrier coming out from defense there, immediately engaging. Drakeus needs to get out of trouble here. The Winston's still in on him. He doesn't have a whole lot of places to go. In trouble, getting juggled against the wall. And Bernard for Drakeus, his main job here, just needs to stay alive long enough to get a good res. And for now, he's done it. Was able to juke the Winston. His team came back to support him as the Earthshatter coming in from Numlocked does set up for at least 1 kill, and Dignitas slowly but surely gritting this out. They're pushing LG back, and they should be able to get this as the res from Drakeus comes out late in the fight and brings up the Fallen. Alrighty, so Offensive Dignitas setting a pretty darn good time here. It's going to be up for LG to really dig deep and find a way of stopping this. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get on the second point here. They are going to get on. Manitin buying some time here. Best awesome guy impression on the way. Moves to the back line now, getting right under Drakeus. Mercy definitely having trouble living through that. Look at the Zarya shield, keeps her alive. And here comes Icefeld from the back. Takes out Numlock, looking forward. Still a 2-kill advantage here from the offense. Icefeld, though, nothing on him that can really stop his poke. Looking for Bromos. Bromos not able to land that on him just right at the end, and a little too late there for Icefeld, as the offense will cap the point. Icefeld is very close to having a huge play there, just one shot off. Alrighty, so both teams resetting up here. Still, this is probably the best that Dignitas has looked here thus far. They will have the res up for the next fight. This is an opportunity for them. Resurrection generally a little bit more higher value than Transcendence overall if the Mercy can stay alive. The offense being, or defense being highly aggressive here because they know they can transcend right in. But you take a look at Drakeus, he's here in the back. Now, all is going to depend on whether or not he can stay alive in this next fight. If he stays alive and gets the res, it's probably going to go well for Dignitas. If he gets picked off early by a dive to the backline, not going to be as good. Here comes the Transcendence from the defense. This is their one ace in the hole. They're going to use that to try and get Drakeus in the back. 3 kills are up, right, or 3 people are highly poked, but they're not actually killed. Graviton was eaten by D.Va, so not going to get any Graviton value there from our tier, but offense might not need it. Bromos on the roster, moving it forward. Here comes Soundbearer coming out here from defense. It is their last gasp. Soundbearer now out from the offense, will counter beat with beat. And this is certainly Dignitas' window right now. They're going to keep things moving forward. Drakeus can still res if things go bad. Skull's coming up here for Bromos. Had a chance against Zarya, wasn't able to land it. Doesn't get as much off the dead as you'd like, but does knock D.Va out of the mech at the very least. Let's take a look at Drakeus. He can bring up 2 people back in this fight. He's going to do just that. Links are in the back line. Death Blossom at the ready. Moves right to the back. Doesn't get what he's looking for. Zoned out a bit by the boxes, but still fighting Zarya in the back line. Fully charged Zarya versus Reaper. Going to push it back as Zave able to get 3 cleanup kills and a flash on Zen, and I don't know, a little bit of a wasted opportunity there from Dignitas, I feel like. It wasn't the worst from the defense. They were able to fight it back, but you figure with the res there, they should have been able to grab that fight with how much momentum they had, but again, just sort of gutsy play coming out from LG to buy themselves a lot of time, and now, if they win 2 fights, they actually might be on the verge of a full hold here on last. So Sandy moving forward, does have the Graviton ready. Graviton's gonna come in. 3 people in that Graviton. Fireworks to the back line. Forces Numlock to turn the shield, but Icefeld was in from the back. Oh my goodness. Doom, no matter what area they turned. We saw that combo a lot when D.Va first got buffed. Glad to see it back here once more, because if you're a Reinhardt there, where do you go? If you don't look at the D.Va bomb, everyone's gonna die. But if you look at the D.Va bomb, everyone's going to die. So defense looking a little bit more reestablished here. Ruster going to open up at the Earthshatter. Knocks down 3, swings the hammer. W mouse 1 action. Way too strong. A double kill for Ruster at the very end. And Ruster, that is the Earthshatter they needed. And now Dignitas, after looking like they could have ended the game with 3 minutes in reserve on the time bank, they're going to be lucky if they cap this out at all. A lot going to be dependent on Sound Barrier into Dragon Blade on the last fight, but they're going to be running in 2 support ults, so I'm not sure Linksu is going to be getting nearly as much from this as he might want. Either way, Linksu is going to be coming to the back. Immediately, the Transcendence comes out. So does the Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier doesn't hit nearly as many people as they'd like. Linksu still able to take out Icefeld in the end. This could not be a better start here for Dignitas. Earthshatter, though, from Numlock gets absolutely nothing done. And let's take a look at Ruster. He has an Earthshatter of his own. Ryan games will be in progress here. If Numlock goes down, so will the Hammer. The Hammer now. Ruster waiting for his opportunity. The D.Va bomb going to the backline, and he can save the Earthshatter due to that last second D.Va explosion by Manitin. And now with 18 seconds left, this might just end right now. We'll see if overtime can be triggered, but look at Ruster. He's just going to go to land the Earthshatter as Numlock charges in. This is a huge play opportunity for Ruster. Here comes the charge. And will the Hammer be down? Hammer does come down, hits 3. Everyone hitting the dirt. Ruster read that situation, knew he had the advantage, and cleaned right up. Oh my goodness. Great play from Ruster there, and that is going to be hold before last from LG. And again, feels like Dignitas let another golden opportunity slip away from them.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
So people wonder sometimes, is this LG being really good or Dignitas slipping? It's a little bit of both. I think Dignitas in the series thus far has clearly shown that they've had really good efforts where if they could put it together for a full game, they would have won the map. Like, honestly, right now, you take a look at Gibraltar. Gibraltar was their map. They should have won that. They had great opportunities on offense to get through. They had a great defense in general, and they just sort of let it slip away from them. You take a look at King's Row right now. If they were able to put together and have one good ult advantage fight, they would have been able to go through and complete out King's Row with at least like 2.5 minutes remaining. But they let their opponents get back into the game for one reason or another. They're lacking that last little bit of consistency as of late, and it's what's really been killing them because you see flashes of their old brilliance all the time. Meanwhile, though, LG's been playing remarkably solid and consistent. Manitin, I'm not sure you get a more solid player than how he's been playing as of late, whether he was on Mad Points, Roadhog, Zarya, whatever it might be. Manitin has been playing out of his mind, and there's really no one on LG that's been playing particularly bad or otherwise. Have just been very consistent in their play, and I'll tell you what, in Overwatch, consistency pays off in the long term, and it's why LG now is in a very good position to win this map and win this series. Alrighty, so 1 second here as I make sure my microphone doesn't go full static.
It's high noon somewhere in the world. Hello. Howdy.
So we are setting up here. It's going to be up to LG now to put away the series. They have a great opportunity, and Saini looking like he will be opening up here on his Hanzo. Worked out really well last time we saw it. We'll see if he can get those pickoffs once more. Manitin, though, not on the Roadhog. I kind of... Oh, nope, never mind. Saini going Genji. Just won the Spy. It was unfortunate because he did play really good Hanzo earlier in the day, but Ice Wall coming out to start things out. Saini not deterred. Wall climbs right over it, goes to the back. Almost taking out Ruster early on, so we'll see if this offensive pressure is going to work out. At the very least, Saini's building a lot of Dragon Blade ultimate here. But Broma's still alive here, looking for pickoffs, able to take out Saini in the end. And the defense for now holding strong. Offense probably going to have to regroup a little bit. They got one pickoff, but wasn't enough to start a chain, and see if Bromas can have a better game here, as Bromas has been sort of up and down as of late. He's had his good games, has bad games. I don't think he's been as consistent on McCree as, say, R-Tier was when he was in the same role, but we'll just have to see. As R-Tier right now, more often than not on the Roadhog. Offense on the way. And here comes the Blizzard. Manitin able to build that real quick. Is going to put the defense in a really awkward position. They are zoned out. That is an absolutely massive Blizzard race as Saini has built up the Dragon Blade in the back. Took out Drakeus. There will be no resurrection here in this fight. And really, LG has done just about all they need to take this. Bromas is looking for the big Deadeye. Did not expect the Genji coming from right behind them, and everything going LG's way as they will get this payload moving.
Come join me. My ultimate is charging.
Saini right now just sitting here, laying in the long-range spam onto the spawn. And again, the idea behind this is that Saini's not really looking for pickoffs there. He just wants to hit people and build his ult. That's it. If by some chance he hits like 6 headshots in a row and kills someone, sure. But that's not really the point there. The point is just getting another Dragon Blade up, and hey, he's about 40% of the way there, so it's not too bad. Take a look at the next fight, though. The defense does have a lot of tools. Linkser has Blizzard up. Will be able to combo it here with Earth Shatter. Drakeus has his res, so everything shows that Dignitas should win this fight, and they're being aggressive here. Soundbear is out there rolling right in. Numlocked waiting for his opportunity to drop the Earth Shatter, but here comes the counter from the offense, but one, and Earth Shatter knocks down 3. There's no fall through there as Icefelt comes in with the Deadeye, takes out 2, forces out the res. Ruster gets nothing off of the Earth Shatter. Defense still has to be careful. They do res, they do reinvigorate themselves after that, but it is going to work out. They rush Finn forward, Numlocked with the big fire strike hitting 2, and wow, they're going super deep here, just fully cleaning out LG. Had to use all their ults to do it, but did work out for them in the end. However, going to the next fight, Dragon Blade will be at the readies, so the pressure will be coming back in a moment. The one downside about being that aggressive on defense here is that it doesn't buy you as much time as later on in the Streets phase, where you take a look at the offense. They're already respawned here. They're right by the payload. The defense should give them a little bit of breathing room here, or they're going to get punished horribly by Saini. Here comes Saini to the back, looking right for Drakeus. Drakeus, that's not where you want to run the Mercy. He couldn't shift any teammates because he went into the pub. 3 kills coming out here from the side of LG. Saini's Dragon Blade, a beauty, sets everything up, and what a full team wipe response coming out from LG.
My ultimate is charging.
Alrighty, so pretty good effort here from LG. They are going to keep it moving forward. They have a lot of time to work with. Remember, they don't have to beat any time at the very end. They just have to get to the point. Bromo's going to open up here with the Deadeye. R-Tier does have Graviton here at the ready. So it buys space for R2 to move up and forward, and for R-Tier, this is a question, will he be able to get this good Graviton? If he gets it, Linkster can fall through the Blizzard, it's going to be a full team wipe. Manhattan, though, has an offensive Blizzard of his own. There we go, open with the Blizzard, in fact, zoning out the offense, but the Ice Wall coming out will actually protect him a bit. Here comes the Graviton, though. Or no, Graviton not even coming out. They just take out Manhattan without 3 kills here from the defense, and they will get to hold that Graviton instead. Good play coming out, and it was set up by that Blizzard. So Linkster, once more, big plays coming out, whether it be on Genji or everyone's favorite Ice Wizard. I know she's not a wizard, but that actually should be a skin. Wizard May, I'm down for it. Either way, this is still an uphill battle right now for Dignitas. They're going to need to win the next fight. There's still going to be a lot on R-Tier here to land a Graviton. If we take a look, there's a lot of tools coming up here. Even if they land a good Graviton, the offense is going to be able to counter with the Transcendence, so we'll see how they handle this, but here comes Manhattan coming out. Blizzard is on the way, and R-Tier got to counter with the Graviton. Will the Transcendence be countering it? Will not. 3 kills come off of that Graviton right away as the defense going to hold. Unfortunately, Zave was not in position to save them with the Graviton, and they paid a terrible price for it. I'm not sure if that was on Zave or on the team there, but either way, Zave should have been with everyone to actually deal with that. Because he wasn't, R-Tier's Graviton did terrible damage. Linkster's gonna have Blizzard up for the next fight, and now there's a real path to victory for Dignitas and King's Row, and a lot more pressure is going to be on LG. Alright, so Sandy right now is going to be looking to the back. Dragonblade is at the ready. Dracaeus will be his main quarry. He sees Dracaeus like a lion hunting a gazelle, moving forward, going right in. Dracaeus, though, able to give him the slip this time. Had a friendly the shift to. Gets way out of Sandy's face, and Bromos with the punish. Stops Sandy for getting what he's looking for, but Icefelt, the other threat on the offense, able to move forward. Ruster landed a beauty of an Earthshatter to set that up, so even though Sandy wasn't able to get things, the distraction allowed the rest of the offense to go right in. And there will be no gigantic res this time, as LG going to take the second point and now well on their way to beating the progress set by Dignitas. Alrighty, so we'll see how this is going to work out. Mercy still does have a resurrection. Icefelt, though, moving to backline. Skull's popping up. Does do a lot of damage to Numlock Shield. Numlocked in trouble is going to fall. 6v5 in favor of LG. They're moving it forward. They're winning the poke war as well. This is looking pretty sloppy right now from Dignitas. They're in trouble. Transcendence is out. They force out the res, but they're in terrible position here nonetheless. Numlock gonna have to back out quickly. Sadie's still in the back line. Almost has Dragonblade built up. And all the momentum in favor of LG right now. The res not able to give them great positioning. And we'll be seeing a Dragonblade coming out here soon as everything in favor of LG. So they're moving forward. Dragonblade is going to be here for the cleanup. This is the last gasp attempt for Dignitas to save this game, to save the series. Dragonblade now on the way, moving to the backline. Ruster sets it up. Another beauty of an Earthshatter coming out from Ruster. Gets the 3K, and Sadie looking back. Going to clean up Zen here in just a moment. Zen, nothing he can. Oh my god! Dracaeus was actually able to win that fight. Unfortunately, his team was dead all around him, and that is going to be LG taking the map, taking the series. And again, I think when Dignitas goes back and looks at the VODs here, they can't help but feel like they let this one get away from them. And no, there is no mic muted on Hex or anything. Hex will be joining us a little bit later in the cast. Well, on the bright side, there is a bright side for Dracaeus. He did get 3 plays of the game in a row. I actually think Dracaeus had a really, really good game on Gibraltar, and in general had decent jukes on King's Row. Still, it doesn't feel like Mercy is as comfortable for him as he would like, but I feel like that's the case for a lot of Mercies right now, where they're still just, I'm not gonna say relearning, but it's sort of, when you don't play here for a while, you sort of forget your danger zones and all the rest. Like, look at the adaptation Dracaeus had in the middle of the game, where at first, when he was getting away from Sandy, he went to the pub, had no one to shift to, and just died alone. Next time that happened, he was able to go and shift to someone way in the distance and actually get himself out, so. It's a decent adaptation. Unfortunately, though, for Dignitas, they will be taken out. But those who want more Dignitas action, they are playing again just after this. Their next matchup is going to be versus Anox as our second matchup of the day. So I guess this is the case for Dignitas. They had to play all their matches today. So we'll see if they can get a little bit of instant revenge. And if nothing else, when you do have a set like this to warm you up, it sort of gets you on focus in a lot of cases. Hopefully not on tilt. So I'd expect Dignitas to come out a little bit stronger against Anox, but we'll have to see. Anox is an interesting case because Anox, more so than most teams, is very up and down. Anox has periods where they do very, very well, and then periods where they don't show up at all. I think they've been a little bit more consistent as of late, but I think Dignitas versus Anox should be decent if nothing else. Either way, we're going to be taking a quick break because as a solo caster, there's absolutely no way I can fill for another 20 minutes or whatever it might be between the two sets here. Hopefully it's not that long, but the scheduled time was a little bit later. So we're going to be taking a break. I will be back soon. This is the Lenovo Cup. Lots of great EU action coming at you throughout the month of September, and we'll be back in just a little bit.